Thanks, everybody, for joining us for another Train Like a Trooper podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Stewart, along with Lieutenant Mark Southall. And we have three very special guests with us today. Gentlemen, thanks for coming in. We've just three of our retirees. We have Fred Horn, John Haney, and Pete Carmen. And you guys are going to be, well, let's start out by kind of telling us when you were a member of OHP, the class that you graduated from, and how long you served.
I graduated in July 1st of 1971 and went to work in Tulsa County on July 3rd. And I had about a year and a half there where I worked with John Haney here and got to know him, and here we are today.
Yeah. And John, were you out of the same class?
No, I was school before Fred, October 70, and then went to Tulsa. And that's where I met Fred.
Right. And Pete?
I was 32nd Academy, 1974, and my first assignment was in Oklahoma County, lived in Harris.
Okay, very good. So you're the youngin' of the group.
Yeah, I was allegedly a county trooper that worked the interstate on downtown.
And you guys are all three founding members of the OHP tactical team. So tell us a little bit about, I mean, I know we could talk about that for a really long time. Kind of tell us how that got started. You know, there was a need in our state.
Sure. Well, when we started out in 74, all of us were interested in that one thing, and that the tactical team. We chased people on the ground, and they get out of the car and take off running, and we didn't have anybody to chase them down. So all of us met over the years and decided that'd be something we could start.
And you needed training, right? I mean, you guys had to get the training. You had to, and I'm sure this is not an easy thing just to start in the highway patrol. You didn't just get a wad of money and they said,
how did you sell it? How did you sell it to the command staff?
Yeah, good question. No funding, by the way.
No, we didn't have any money. We begged, borrowed, and procured everything that we got, and weapons we had at home we used, and the tactics we used were different from police tactics. All of us had military experience, and we relied on that to initially start it, and it's continued on for years after that. It worked pretty well.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure this is something you guys are all very passionate about because, like I've said, it doesn't sound like any of this came easy and you had to work for everything you got. So you had to really believe in this and have a passion for this.
Yeah, I was a road trooper while this was starting up, and Pete, I guess, maybe was too. Well, John, yeah, I guess you were basically. Anyway, we weren't given accountability for the time we spent in the field. We had to make it up, or I did anyway, and that kind of put an extra burden on us, but we did it anyway.
Yeah, kind of tell us why you believed in that so much. Why did you do that when it was such a strain on you guys and you knew how difficult it would be?
Why did we do it? That's, we like doing it. And we were hired on to catch bad guys, and we kept that on our mind all the time. And many times I noticed that the troop commanders weren't interested in that because it took time away from them. Somebody gets out of the car and bails out, well, we'll get him eventually. And that kind of runs the trooper. Look, he came on to catch people. And you have leadership. If we start doing something else other than traffic patrol, and that's all that a lot of troop commanders were interested in. It took time away from them. They had things to do, places to go. But we didn't figure that'd be a good way. Let these people go. So we volunteered our time and went out, and we're very successful. And it surprised them.
How many men did you have on the tag team when you guys first started?
We had about 10. We trained here at the training center, and we trained in the woods. We spent more time at night training,
Days off.
reinforced techniques.
It was pre-comp time,
Yeah. Yeah.
which really at that time it didn't bother me. I enjoyed doing it like we all did.
Yeah.
What was the focus of the team? So the team has different tactics and they have different missions today. What was kind of the focus in 1970s of the tag team?
Well, we didn't have anybody to, as a small team, and we believed that a small group of people could accomplish this thing instead of 400 or 150 or 75. And we proved it to be correct. It takes people to contain them, but the uniforms that the troopers have is not conducive to camouflage, concealment, walking through the woods, as any trooper will tell you. And the equipment that they had at that time was a shotgun and a pistol. It'd be 357 or it's always a 12-gauge shotgun, and that's all I had. So it was necessary, we felt, to do go in the woods and start tracking people, and it worked out real well.
Okay, so more manhunt stuff. Did we do any barricaded subjects training at all? Or
Oh, sure.
be involved in that?
But we practiced that, building entry and things that were necessary. We're going to find them in a house or in a car, and how to do that, how to get them out. And we continued that process, and we learned as we went along. We learned, don't do this anymore, and we'll try it another way next time, because there's no book that was written, and probably still not today, except some of the tactical units have books and procedures. We didn't have a lot of procedures that we followed. We had, every man out there had some experience, and we used that experience that they had to apprehend the person we were going after.
Military experience.
Yeah.
He almost gave us our own. If we had an idea, he listened to us, and we shared a responsibility at the time, other than his leadership.
The tracking aspect
Yeah.
was really critical on a lot of our apprehensions that was really valuable. I go, now how are we going to track something? Well,
Yeah, you can.
we did it, and it was kind of a good evolve. The more you do it, the better you get.
The roadblocks were pretty much ineffective. I mean, they may have held the criminal in the area, but they didn't ever come out and get caught, more or less. So,
That was
The longest track that I remember was about 7 miles. We tracked a lot of people miles too.
yeah.
And they're surprised when they get caught, and they're surprised the highway patrols in the woods trying to get them. We also used airplanes. Airplanes would stop the people from moving, even though the pilot couldn't see them. Just flying over, back and forth. We had a direction of travel. And if you start looking for someone that bails out of a car, you got to look on the ground to see what the track is, to see the direction they're traveling. So you don't have to look in a 360-degree area. And that's what the patrol was doing before. We didn't know where the person was. He got out of the car, and so he's around here somewhere. Now, we would come in and narrow it down immediately to the direction he's traveling. And from that, we could put people in front of him. And as we gained more people, we leapfrogged them. And so we decreased the time. We got a group on the ground tracking. It was just slow movement. But we got another place a mile or two ahead. We can look at it and say, that's a creek there. He's got to cross that creek. We put another team in front of them, and they'd go across that creek. He has not crossed this creek. So he's between the creek and where we are. And it worked real well.
What, just out of curiosity, what was your military experience?
Well, I was an infantry officer on active duty, and I went through a lot of different type training that helped me in that.
Yeah.
Ranger.
Army Rangers, airborne, and
Well, the Rangers know a few things about tracking. They spent some time in the woods.
Yeah.
yeah.
Was it just kind of a word of mouth thing then? Or were you mainly working on OHP missions? Were there other police departments, sheriff's departments that were starting to contact you guys saying, hey, we
Every
need help?
time, all the time,
Every time.
because they found out that the patrol is now going in the woods and getting them.
Yeah.
And the sheriff's office, and that's one of the things we did. We didn't have any financing, so we went to all the planning districts. The Highway Patrol had only probably one radio, portable radio per troop, and that thing was big on 24/7. And so we went to different planning districts of the state and asked them, you can't have a SWAT team. We'll provide it if you need one, but we need to buy radios for people. So we got $80,000 to from these different planning districts, and wrote specifications on a radio. It should have to work on high band, which all the police departments is on 155. The Highway Patrol's on low band, 44.7 and 44.9. And we developed a system where we could use a repeater in the car. So we built those, designed the repeater to work. And I knew it'd work, but it hadn't been built. And we went out on bids on it. And it came back, General Electric was on the bid on it. And so we accepted the bid. They built it, and we had repeaters in the car. And when this repeater would get there, then we could talk to each other. Plus, we would talk to the police departments.
And the comp center.
Just by throwing a switch.
How important was that next level communication?
Perfect.
And that is very.
It's necessary. I asked GE salesman why you bid on it. They said our engineers didn't figure it out. We couldn't figure it out. We sold $8 million worth to say the Tennessee or Kentucky.
Yeah.
And we paid $80,000 for it. But we used that for several years, and it worked fine.
Even on the bomb squad.
And on the bomb squad, yes.
Speaking of the bomb squad, how did we get started in the bomb squad business? I understand three gentlemen were very different at.
Well, we had training on the TAC team that we would go to in different states. And the way I remembered is they told us that, crimes that on the West Coast, if we wait about 18 months, they'll be here in Oklahoma. And they talked about bombs and explosives and things of this nature. And we got to thinking about it and talking about it, and that sounded like the next major step that we need to maybe try to get into.
Yeah.
And again, it was kind of a similar process, no funding, and the use of our time, and eventually we couldn't tell anybody where we was going, which got me in a little bit of trouble, but I was able to get out of it.
Local troops off, but
When you pass your supervisor and he's asking you where you're going and you don't talk to him, he gets upset. But anyway, it was through previous training that we found out we should form a bomb squad.
Where did you guys go for training for your initial bomb squad stuff?
Huntsville, Alabama, Redstone Military Arsenal. FBI and the military put the school on there.
Yeah.
And it's the only place you can go.
Did you guys do that on your own dime? Is that what I'm understanding? Your own time?
No, they paid us. They
The feds paid part of it.
yeah
And then the state
paid our salary and expenses.
and per diem.
Oh, that's great.
We're 2 week school.
3 weeks.
And
3.
3 weeks.
was it 3 weeks? Okay.
I remember.
It was so much fun.
Blowing up a lot of stuff.
Oh, well, yeah, quite a bit.
When we started, the law enforcement assistant administration would pay all of it. And the DPS patrol division decided, I don't know if we need that or not. They fooled around, and pretty soon started having the 18 months in the year, and bombs started happening here, and well, we thought about that. So they approved it, and by that time, you had to pay the transportation down there and back, where LAA would pay all of it initially when we started. So FBI picked up once you got down there and for the 3 week school. And it's pretty basic school and basic tools and techniques, but it's a good school.
Yeah.
And it's later on in the 80s, they spent probably $20 million and rebuilt different facilities down there.
Yeah.
We'd have to go back every 2 years for refresher for 1 year, and it was all paid for by the FBI.
Then the robot schools, maintenance robot school, and I remember that the first school, the initial 3 weeks, we got taught a lot of hands-on, hand entry, remote, render safe, and now it's robots. And
We were
We'd have-
robots.
yeah, your bomb suit was your khakis or whatever you had, cotton t-shirts.
Oh, wow.
We graduated at school. This is what we came home with. That was our bomb tool.
That's the bomb squad tools.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
What is that?
well, a pair of military communications pliers and a military knife and a cap crimper and a fuse cutter. And
That's all you need to use a bomb.
that was it.
Open a printer.
Yeah.
Wow. So initially, was the bomb squad part of the tactical team?
Yes.
Okay, so it was all one.
And that was a good thing. We were looking at forceful entry. We'd been in operations where we needed to blow a door open. The fire departments had a deal called JetX initially in the 50s, and it was an explosive charge that they put on the door, and they wanted to enter the door, had to get in there to put the fire out. And so that same system was used, of course, in the military, the satchel charge and the military experiences that we all had came back to that, explosives and using it. So we need a legal way to do that. So we need training and so on. And
Explosives.
we thought that would be good to be able to go there. It's a good concept. We had bomb squad members on the tactical team. Each team had it. And eventually it worked out real good till you had a bomb call, which we were getting more bomb calls, and that you'd lose two of the members of the team, and that didn't work out. Initially, I'm thinking about it, that's a good idea, but after a while, it wasn't a very good idea.
How many teams did you have?
So,
Initially, when you started, you had one team, and then when did you?
yeah, we went to 3 teams.
3 teams.
We had one in the east, Tulsa team, Oklahoma City, and to the west.
Okay,
About 11 members on each team.
I see. Did you guys have tryouts for these teams? Did you have tryouts for these teams?
Yeah.
And our tryouts were not physical. It was call them in, and people are interested in what you're doing. What training have you had? What experiences have you had? And why do you want to do it? And if you're crazy enough to do it, the next thing you have to have is a financial statement if you can afford to be on a tactic team, because you got to buy your own equipment and everything else.
Yes.
And that was really we
Yeah.
make a joke about it, but it's
They literally had to show you a financial
you
statement.
had to buy everything.
Interesting.
Money was scarce back then.
Yeah.
What kind of equipment were you guys using?
We were not issued any. We made our own.
Yeah.
We made dearmors to deactivate explosive device out of pipe, this galvanized pipe, drill a hole in the back end of it, and put a fuse in it, and had the gun shop, which Dutch Schneider and Fred get over there, and they would take shotgun shells and put powder in them and put a fuse on it, and
Cocking around it.
and the techniques worked. And as nothing is new to us, but it was what was taught to us. It rests on that's what they were using.
You had to remember to sandbag the pipe, because after it went off,
Yeah.
you didn't put a ribbon on it, so you could never find it.
Right.
I lost one down below
I lose
the
about
dam in Langley, and I still don't know where that thing's at. But that was at night, and I sandbagged it, but it went to the sandbag and off. So Dutch probably loaded that one up, a little extra. But and then you get another one, but it worked.
Yeah.
It's just stuff like that. Then we found stuff better.
And we eventually got a bomb suit and an X-ray machine
Yep.
with cassette and film, and now they're digital. But back then we had film like you see in doctors' offices and places.
Cassettes and now they have amazing things.
Oh yeah.
It's in color. Yeah, but with our X-ray, just black and white.
We had about 19, 20 years on the bomb squad, and the minute we quit, they get a big funding and they get trucks and buildings and suits and X-rays and
They were just waiting for you to leave.
yeah, they were. They literally were.
Yeah, you didn't need that stuff, right?
Right. Yeah.
And dog,
had this.
and now they get to go to Thunder Game.
Yeah, really. So eventually the decision was made to break away the bomb squad from the tactical team.
No, we didn't make the decision. It is attrition. We kept it the same way, and we worked around as we got more bomb techs. We were able to handle it, and it worked out pretty good. But I don't know what they do now. I doubt they have it the same way.
So who was, I hear there's some debate over who was technically the first bomb squad member for the Oklahoma Highway Patrol. And is that because of the letter your last name starts with? How did that come to be?
I would say because I scored the highest, just because I got my diploma just about 2 minutes before John did.
And he brings it up. He's brought
Every
it up.
time.
Because your last name starts with C
Yeah,
and yours starts
that's
with
right.
H.
That's my claim to fame. I gotta have something.
I've been
So there you
retired
are.
27 years. He brings it up still today.
The very first member of the
Yeah,
OHP bomb
that's right.
squad, right here. And then you're second?
Yeah, I'm
You're
second.
second. That's okay. Second is a respectable place.
And this Fred, my third or fourth.
I'm bottom. I'm bottom.
You should have been right after John, right?
Yeah.
Right up there.
Yeah, Dutch Schneider was there.
Dutch and I went. Yeah,
He's passed away now, but yeah, he was an integral part of the team.
very much.
Yeah. When you see the things that the team is doing today, what do you guys think?
Hard to say. First off, we really don't know what they do, and that's kind of understandable.
Yeah.
But I'm out of the loop as far as the.
Or when you see, like you said, like all the equipment the bomb squad has.
Oh yeah,
now.
yeah,
A little envious.
yeah, a lot.
Not envious.
A lot.
Uh-huh. Would you say they rely more on technology than you guys did?
Yeah.
I would say I'd be a better hands-on, hand-entry guy than
Yeah.
they are today, because they don't teach that in school anymore.
Right.
It's all robot and just roll it with a robot and see if it goes up in one of the main things I remember that instructor at Redstone told me, it's not your building, it's not your bomb,
Right.
but it's your life. So, kind of
Yeah.
just shoot it, and if it goes high order, it goes high order, because it's not your building and it wasn't your bomb.
And so, John, you were commander of both the TAC team and the bomb squad.
Correct.
How long did you have that? How long were you commander of both of those?
Till I retired. So it was about 18 years.
Wow.
And but on the tactical team is a little bit different because I personally didn't like the way some things would go from the administration, and I would retire myself off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And a little bit later, a few months later, they'd call back, yeah, okay, I'd try it again. But I had certain ways that I thought it ought to run, and we'd have good guys on the team that were excellent on the TAC team, and they'd get in trouble with someone, wouldn't make enough contacts, something else, and they'd take them off the TAC team. They'd punish them.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And I wasn't running the operation as far as patrol, but I think it's critical that the troopers that are doing good and what their job is, then they should be able to stay doing those good things. But patrol at that time felt different, and I knew I'd be a detriment to it if I stayed on with that attitude. We had trained with the Eastern Terrorism Task Force of the FBI in New York City, and we were going to use some of the techniques there to be able to follow the car, and we were going to wind up at my house down at Ardmore. Diane had made a cake and everything else, but they didn't know it. And I walked out to get something out of my unit, and the explosion went off, and I could see I knew it was a bomb. I'd heard a lot of bombs in my times, and in the military. And immediately, Diane at F called me, and she was watching it on TV, and we knew what building it was.
And Diane is your wife.
And there she is.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was your wife at the time.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And then she was directed. I told her to call Everbond Techniques and head to Oklahoma City. And these guys, Fred was working on I-40, and the radios that we had at that time were Motorola radios. We had upgraded over time. These were digital. We had a secure system on those radios that with a key loader, we could load our code in, and no one could understand it on our frequency. We also had the FBI's codes that they could keyload our same radios in and use their repeaters if we were on an operation anywhere in the state, if our repeaters are down. And we had repeaters in our car, of course. And so the bomb, Fred, probably pretty close to one of the first ones in there. And I was there within 9 or 10 minutes. And the TAC team was already here.
Mm-hmm.
So we got there pretty fast. And see what was going on, and it wasn't hard to find it. That's everybody's leaving there.
What was like the first mission for you guys when you got there? Are you thinking the tactical team mindset? Are you thinking there could be other bombs here? There's probably
Well, safety and evidence. That's part of the bomb school that we didn't talk about, but a lot of their schooling was actually teaching you how to investigate an explosive. And we knew what to sort of look for. We didn't know what kind of vehicle it was in the very beginning, but we began to find parts and piece them together, and finally the axle was located, front and rear, and at about equal time they were called into the Ford Motor Company to see what this vehicle was, and come back that the rear axle told the story about what it was, and Oklahoma City Bomb Tech found it.
Yeah, I got a story about that too.
Yeah.
I was on the other end of the street. I got there about an hour later from Oaks, Oklahoma. That was quite a ride.
Mm-hmm.
And so me and another Oklahoma City bomb tech, we found this tie rod in the carpet building, the carpet store.
Yeah.
And so we found it had an F, a serial number of it. That's a Ford. And so we called I knew a guy in a parts store, and he said, yeah, this, it goes to a rental car.
Yeah.
And I go, hey, we've got the silver bullet here.
wow.
Well, unfortunately,
Yeah.
that was about 20 minutes late. I told these guys, hey, we got this, we've already got this figured out.
I found the front axle, but it didn't have enough information on it.
Yeah, it was in the middle of the street too.
But you're still the first bomb tech, so you got
Hey, that's my
Yeah.
claim to fame. Claim to fame.
Wow. And I guess I'm assuming you guys were out there for days and weeks on
3
end.
weeks.
26 days as far as I had.
21, 22 days.
Well, yeah,
I was there.
we had to come back, but anyway,
Yeah, we were off for a while, and we came back.
yeah, for the implosion.
Wow.
The when I first got there were 2 FBI agents following me, and I had to block away from the scene. And I got out, got my equipment, started marking evidence, and I drew a circle around the truck wheel laying there. And they said, John, what are you doing?
Orange paint.
And I said, I'm marking evidence. He said, evidence? I said, you ain't even been to the scene yet. He would follow you all in there. I said, it's a truck bomb.
That's the way you're supposed to.
And
You knew.
Outside, in.
Uh-huh.
and so we got there, and we were disorganized as far as the normal people think that they're disorganized. There was things going on that still rescue, still ambulances, still fire department bringing equipment in, still running lines, still putting out fires, cars on fire,
You know,
and
across the street there.
everybody, we were doing our job, and I could care less what the fire department was doing. I'm like Fred said, we're going to look for evidence, something, whatever this was, and we knew it was a truck bomb, so we did that. The FBI started coming in that night,
ATF.
except for the local people, local agents. And the next morning we started getting organized. So they started telling what the teams are going to do and everything. And so they put us all in teams. The
Except us.
bomb techs were in each team. Bomb tech and a fire marshal or something from Oklahoma City Fire Department, and evidence recovery people from the FBI and ATF, and about 10 people in each team. And given the location that you're going to search, and so we decided that there might be a better way to do this, and but we didn't have that experience except on what we'd learned from the Twin Towers. So that worked all right, but we had found on the first night by 5 o'clock that evening. The Oklahoma City team, bomb squad, and the Highway Patrol bomb squad, we got together and said, okay, let's start here at the crater. You guys go to the west, and we will go to the east. So they started their process. We started ours. I sit down in the middle of the highway, a road, right there at the bomb crater with a Motorola flip phone, my personal phone. And I decided let's go find parts for a Ford truck. Engine parts, anything. And I'll call Sooner Ford on the phone. So I called Sooner Ford, told them who I was, didn't tell them what I was doing. And I said, if I give you a part number, can you tell me what kind of truck it's on? They said, I might be able to. Can you tell me the VIN of it? I might. So these guys start hauling parts to me. Little parts, big parts. I just stack them up. I give a part number. Nope. Bingo. What's that? It's for a Ford truck, either a Ryder or a Penske truck. He said, I know what you're doing. Said, I'm online with all of the computers Ford has, and I'll give you the VIN.
Done.
But at the same time, Oklahoma City Bomb Squad had found the rear axle in the front of a car in front of that tower building. I don't remember which one was.
Regency Tower.
Regency Tower.
To the west.
And one of the bomb techs, I think it's McPherson,
Yeah.
Mike McPherson.
Yeah.
He's a stolen car guy. That's all he does. And he knew
What to look for.
what to look for. So he goes to his unit, gets cleaning of material, and scrapes it all off. And he gets a VIN, writes it down, gives it to the FBI agent. And the FBI agent came by me and said, John, we got the VIN for that truck. And I said, yeah, I know. And so they got a mobile data terminal out of their car, a police car that was sitting there, and ran it, and it showed it. It's Miami, Florida, Ryder rental truck. And so I asked the agent, I said, I guess you're going to wake up Miami FBI office, aren't you? He said, we're getting ready to wake them up.
And then it wasn't long after that
Yeah.
that the suspect was developed, and you realized?
Yeah, but the next day,
Yeah.
we had it. But the following morning, we started in those processes of evidence recovery, and Fred finds the key to the truck.
It was
So-
against the YMCA building in the grass.
Wow.
The FBI agent that's in charge of this whole thing, about day 3, he said, your people can pick up more evidence and our evidence technicians, and they're throwing them away. So they're going through the buckets that their evidence technician do and getting evidence that their evidence technicians had looked at. But these guys have been dealing with bombs and explosives and evidence for years. And the evidence technicians of the FBI maybe went to a school.
I got a good story on that one. Is they assigned their evidence technicians to the bomb tech, and we'd follow along, and they'd pick something up, and they'd say, "Is this evidence?" Well, I heard a couple of them say, "We haven't found any dynamite in the street yet." Dynamite. Anyway, I go tell the agent in charge that the evidence techs don't know what they're looking for. Come find out it's kind of like DPS. They can need somebody and they'll just go grab somebody. Well, they sent secretaries and clerks and all kinds of people down here to look for evidence. And I convinced the agent that I need to cross train them real quick. Somebody does. I said, somebody needs to cross train them. Well, they said, okay, you do it. So I took all the FBI evidence people through and around. They brought in a truck just like the one that had blown up, one serial number off of the truck that we had, one number. So the sister truck. Anyway, I walked them around the truck and said, this is stuff that we need to be looking for. And I'd show them a bolt and a piece of yellow plastic and, various things. And I told them a lot of this stuff is embedded in that building inside. And the big bronze plaque that was in the hall that's now in the museum, it has some of these bolts stuck in it. And so anyway, we got them to where we were looking for engine parts and truck parts and chunks of metal that were sharp and torn, and that was part of the truck. So they began to find things.
So you trained the FBI.
But
In that case,
we had the explosives that we're looking for. It was very evident to us that what we were looking for is ammonium nitrate. Because ammonium nitrate, if it's not pure ammonium nitrate, will not detonate fully and destroy itself. And so it has what's called slobber. It's chunks of this white stuff glued, and it was everywhere. It was so evident. It's kind of like, I like to explain that I have never heard somebody say a word. I've never heard that word before. And I'd go pick up a newspaper, and there it is written 15 times in an article, and so it's been right in front of you the whole time. But we have blown up jillions of things for the wildlife department, beaver dams and stuff. So it was common to us, but not common to them. They have not had the experience. And nothing against them, but it's just
Right.
the experience of doing it. And what Fred did was, like so many we had to do, helped them out in a lot of ways like that.
Yeah.
And the head of the FBI that was running the scene said, called me over one day about day 4 or something like that. He said, if we ever get another one of these in the United States, your team will get the call. I said, well, there's only about 5 of us, so
yeah.
we're saying what we can.
Did they call you up after that?
We never had any more big ones like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a compliment to those
It was.
guys
Yeah,
that were
for sure.
out there doing what they're doing.
And we worked with FBI, ATF, U.S. Marshals. We worked with presidential security teams, Secret Service. A lot of us had dealings with the Postal Service inspectors because people like to blow up mailboxes and things. So we worked for almost every agency.
When we got the bomb call on anything in Oklahoma, the FBI and ATF were notified that we were responding on this. And sometimes it was in their jurisdiction, sometimes it wasn't, but they knew what we were doing. And the FBI had one FBI agent explosive bomb tech in each state. Ours had one, and the other states might have had 2, but they were not active as far as those techniques.
They wouldn't let them handle it.
They wouldn't let them handle it, and they didn't have the equipment to do it.
Thanks, that.
And so they were kind of our liaison for training and things like that. But their duty officer at each one of the entities knew what we were doing anywhere in the state at any time. And that's part of the communications at Troop F, they did that automatically. And it established a good relationship with them, and they call us on they need things rendered safe or advice and recovery of explosives or stuff like that. So we did a lot of work for all those entities like that.
You know, FBI got a lot of training from them. We got to drive a robot up a stairway into the 747. That was neat.
Interesting. Yeah, what was that case about?
Just airplane terrorism
Yeah.
on their
Training.
just training.
Yeah.
Are there any other, I was going to ask you guys if there are any other cases or call outs or, I don't know, close calls that you recall from your careers that you'd want to talk about?
Well,
What are close calls? I think all of them were close calls.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we didn't know.
If it was a bomb, it was a close call.
Yeah.
Pipe bombs. Can I use Westville,
Yeah.
Oklahoma in this? You might edit to that. But I used to call it the pipe bomb capital of Oklahoma.
Commercial fireworks, you wouldn't believe
Yeah.
that to me they're more scary than anything else.
Wichita, Kansas had
Yeah.
tech fireworks disposal.
Yeah.
We've all handled bombs.
Yeah, I went to, I don't know if you, Brad, did you go to that ATF school of fireworks disposal in Virginia? Yeah, it was a good school. I went to 2 weeks there. One, I forgot what the other one was.
We held training out of state for some Colorado
Yeah.
police officers. ATF flew us up there, and we trained them for 2 days, wasn't it?
2 or 3 days.
And that was kind of a neat experience.
Yeah. What about just like old chemicals sitting around? You guys assisted with schools
Yeah,
or different entities with things
Operation
like that?
Safe School.
Holy.
That took what, 10 days?
Yeah.
Took us a week.
A week.
What was that Operation Safe School?
It was during Commissioner Deddick's and Governor Billman's tenure. We were responding numerous times every month to some school in the state of Oklahoma because of chemicals that they found in is now dangerous. But when I was in school, we played with it, and so we went to them and decided to let's do one week school. You get the National Guard to transport this stuff. We'll contact the schools and set up the date and time that we can be there and have the science teacher package it. And we will take it, put it in an Army trailer, and we will take it to a approved disposal site and we'll blow it up. And so you have to get all the superintendents organized. Now, that is another problem because the state superintendent does not control superintendents of Podokala school system.
Right.
So we announced all of them in the state that we were going to do this. And so majority of them came up to Oklahoma City and we put on class for them what we're going to do. We'll be in your school. You lock the school down for 10 minutes. That's all we're going to take. Your science teacher will have the stuff packaged. We're going to walk in there, walk down that hall, walk out, put it in the trailer, and we're going. And we'll be there at this time. And so Governor Billman said, we'll do that. And he ordered the National Guard to assist us. And so we divided it up, and there's about 5 of us, and each one of us took a group of National Guard, and we went and hit our schools and took them to the disposal sites, had the health department approve the disposal, how we did it. They didn't think we could do it. The doctors came out and looked at it, and we set off the explosion. That didn't impress them. And we took a camera and slowed the thing down, and they could see the fireball but you couldn't see it with the naked eye.
Right.
And then they knew, yeah, that will do it. So we did that and got it done in a week. And about the second week after that, other superintendents started, hey, we wonder if you come out here. And I said, yeah, you need to call Houston. They can go check on it. Of course, we went and did. But they would, Houston would send a group of private company up $1,500 at that time to look at it. Just to look at it. And so they got a good deal. And these superintendents, initially, a bunch of them didn't want to do it. And after I retired, I went for fire marshal's office, and I found several schools that had that chemicals in it. It cost them thousands of dollars to get it removed.
Wow. Well, you guys have done a lot of amazing things for our state.
Yeah.
You're a piece of history, part of the history of the Highway Patrol, and you paved the way for what it is today.
You mentioned something a while ago, Sarah, that something exciting, and we could all of us think about some of the most exciting explosives that we've done, but something happened on Christmas Eve, and a deputy sheriff called and said he's found a attaché case. It's a Samsonite case, a little green one, and the kids trade with their parents on property of the courthouse on Christmas. So it's a neutral place, and they come divorces, and I think one of the kids left his Samsonite luggage there. When I opened it up, it was underneath one of our cars. And I opened it up, and I saw a clock and some wires, and I slammed it down. But now that I'm talking to you, I don't think it's anything. I said, I'll be over there, and it'll take me an hour to get there. He said, no, just forget it. I'll get it. I said, don't. You just get all the fire department and the police department, keep everybody 300 feet back, and don't you go up there. So I got over there, and they told me where it was, and I could see it. It's on a parking lot. So I got the suit on and gave the fire department a class on how to get me out of the thing in case it blowed up, and the ambulance and the police officers. I told them that 300 feet away, that's a city block. They were about 75 feet. Fire department will be back 4 miles. They'll do exactly what you say.
Yeah.
Police officers, troopers, nope. Now I got to see what's going on. So I took my de-armor, my piece of pipe, and I remembered what an old British sergeant major said one time. He said, "You Yanks are worried about evidence." He said, "If it looks like a bomb, blow it up." So I said, "That's good enough for me." So I went up and took my de-armor, and I lit it before I got up there. I set it down in front of the Samsonite luggage case. And as the sheriff said, you were moonwalking backwards. Of course, I walked backwards all the way because the front of the bomb suit is the best. And I walked around behind the courthouse. That thing blew up. The armor went off. So I looked at it. I'm going to sit here about 2 minutes in case something happens. Nothing happened. So I walked back up on it with a flashlight. There was a 6-volt lantern battery, a clock, the wires, a electric blasting cap, 3 sticks of dynamite, 52 inches of dead cord, and 4 pounds of ammonium nitrate fertilizer.
Wow.
And it defeated it.
Yep.
And that's luck. Just luck. But if the wires were touching on the clock, either it was still running
Yeah.
and the wires came down and I hit it with the door armor at the time, or they were already touching and they didn't scrape the shellac off of them. It wasn't making good contact. Any vibration, any going up, put it in there. So that's just one of the interesting things. And what we do all the time is go back to our training. And if it looks like a bomb, it's a bomb. And so we didn't run on those very often, but you never know when one of them's real and what's one of them is fake. And so we've got a bunch of improvised explosive devices, thousands and thousands of pounds of old dynamite that were in old mines and everything else.
Sheds, they do these storming sheds and just forget about them, and nitroglycerin leak out of them, and I probably, all of us together probably burned more dynamite in 2 of these rooms.
Yeah.
Is there a town in Oklahoma that you haven't been in?
Very few.
Very few. Well, at least all of us put together. But
We've flown a lot of places because of the timing.
Right.
And even at night, and I don't know if that was the first time Highway Patrol small plane flew at night, but I flew to Guyman, me and another tech, in the middle of the night.
Wow.
I've been to Guyman one time on a pipe bomb, and they had done good. They took the pipe bomb and put it in
the jail.
A car
good spot.
inside a safe.
Yeah.
And had a fuse on it. Looked like a pipe bomb. You get on the internet, you can see one just like it.
Yeah.
And they said, "What are you going to do?" I said, "I'm going to X-ray it." "What do you need to X-ray it?" I don't know. It's not procedures. I X-rayed it. And I held the X-ray up, and it had a woman's watch inside of it, electric blasted cap, and a 1.5-volt battery. And the fuse was just a decoy. So you never know what you're going to run into.
Yeah.
No,
Again, procedures.
I got to tell about. He was gone. I think Pete was home, but he lives northeast Oklahoma. All the other techs were gone. And I get a call to go to Ardmore on a bomb that was sitting on a teacher's front porch. And it was a 5-gallon bucket full of ammonium nitrate and diesel with a black powder pipe bomb inside it, sticking out of it. And it was electrical and mechanically could be initiated by either. And like I said, they weren't around, so I had to call an Oklahoma City police officer and ask him to go with me. And they authorized him to go with me and help me. And we were down there probably 4 or 5 hours messing with that thing by the time it was said and done. But anyway, it was defeated in the same way with our cannon. And, just it's kind of odd the way things work out, though. It was in his hometown, but he wasn't there.
He was gone.
I was in Colorado.
Yeah.
Well, we really appreciate you guys coming on the podcast and sharing your stories with us and the history of the Highway Patrol. This is really fascinating.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's very popular.